Hello there, YouTube.
The man is back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Got back from Mexico.
Wait, welcome to you. How was the trip?
It's hot.
Yeah, is that why you got red face?
Yeah, I'm a little burnt.
A little burnt.
burnt.
A little
But
burnt.
happy to be home.
Wearing 3 layers. 1,
Yeah.
2. Oh my God, 4. I was wrong. You've
layers.
been way too adapted to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
so-
that cold up here now?
It's almost about 40% colder.
40%?
Don't ask me what that calculation comes out to, but feels like it.
Man.
Chilly man, chilly man.
Yeah.
Woo! He's back, boys.
Hello.
All right. Well, that's it. Levi's back. There you go.
Thanks. See ya. See ya.
All right, I got the crew. Levi's gonna help me with timing this. Just have an extra set of hands. Cody's over there cleaning some parts for me. All right, we're in our stations. Let's go over the top dead center marking on your cam. Oh, I might need a light. Oh no, you can see it. That dot right there, and then that. They need to line up. Your arrow will be on the side right here, pretty much level. Not too level, but pretty close to level with that. And you'll know for sure that this is the bottom because it has 2 holes right here, and the top only has 1 up there. And then up here, this is pretty much how you know. Top dead center, this is pointing up, the key for the pulley, but also to get it timed before you even get to that point, you're gonna need to get, there's a thing you line up like a little tooth. I got covered it in a previous video, and you line it up here in between the T and that 0, and then that gets you in your base top dead center, and you can verify with sticking a screwdriver and seeing if the cylinder is up in cylinder 1. Okay, now that we covered that, we're gonna get to work. Levi, you got anything to add?
Let's do this.
Okay, he wants to get it done, and so do I. So after you went ahead and you verified you're at the TDC markings on your engine, your first step of putting this chain on is to put this plastic guide in. And it just goes through these 2 dowels, and then there's a bolt that will hold this part in. But then make sure this is all the way straight and tight. I would start with putting the getting bottom links into the gear, and then getting your top links in. And then this will be having a guide go in here in a second. I got to get the guide in next, and that's what I'm gonna do next. And that'll kind of push this in with once the tensioner's in, it'll be pushed in kind of like that, and then you're done. It's that simple. So next time you see it, we'll have the other guide thing in, and we'll be getting the tensioner put in. Cover will go on this. Yes, that was. Thank you, Levi. Got this plastic cover part. This goes on here too, just like this. And you just give it a little pop on. It's that simple.
Wow.
Yep, clean.
Yeah.
Now you know that's pretty secure. Tension is always gonna be good on this side, and this is your slack side. So that's the first. What in the heck? Are you okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Anyways, so that's your first step. So stay tuned. Okay, the GoPro doesn't have much battery life, but let me go over what I have done. So Levi helped me, because you're gonna need an extra set of hands. So this chain doesn't have any markings on it, so it can go in however, but the thing is this is your tension side, so this has to have no play in it, which is why you'll need an extra set of hands. I had Levi holding down here tight, making sure it doesn't pop loose, and holding this tight while I get this guide on. It's pushed in, like if there was the tension. Time to move on and show you what the next dilemma was, because this kind of stumped me last night. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do about it. So this is where your tensioner goes. Kind of get this light going here, a little brighten it up a little bit. That's a little too bright. There we go. So this is your where the tensioner goes. Here's my new tensioner. Comes with this little washer that's getting replaced, and then it comes with your tensioner components, which are, you know, this thing. But here is the dilemma. This goes in, right, like this. But problem is there was this thing in there, and boy, this was a pain. So this thing Oops, maybe I got it upside down. Yeah, there we go. This thing threads in. Well, I'm not going to deal with threading it in right now, but this thing threads in, which locks this cylinder. This cylinder gets locked in by this. But here's the deal. I didn't have any star torque bits, whatever you want to call them, any of them that would fit, and I was freaking the fuck out. Getting annoyed. Went shopping all this morning, got myself a coffee, hit up all the auto parts stores, AutoZone, O'Reilly. I even went to the freaking hardware store just trying to get, because I have them somewhere. Oh, I put them up here, my specialty stuff. Because these are it, right? This is like what you need. See that? Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, no, I can't lose it. Where did I put the thing? Oh, yeah, it's in here. So, yeah, this isn't even going to... Let's look at how much... Yeah, nope. So, my biggest piece, 18 millimeter star bit thing, wasn't big enough. Stressing me the fuck out. I couldn't find it online really anywhere. I mean, that's the thing. I was like, online, you can't really... And plus, I don't even know exactly what size you need for this. So, long story short, let me just sum this up. Stressful morning. But I came up with an idea because I was like, dude, I got to get it out somehow. So, check it out. Got that. And I got this. This is my biggest hex key, whatever, socket, whatever you want to call it. Well, it just so happens it was the right size for this thing. I mean, problem is, instead of using all 12 points, you're only using 6. But it got enough grip to where I was able to break it loose and get it out. Otherwise, I don't know how I would have got that tensioner in there. So just a little trick when you come across this, if you're doing your 190E timing chain, it's a big pain in the ass to get this thing out. So if you got these, they'll work instead of trying to hunt down these. But you'll need star things, these star bit drivers, whatever you want to call them, 12 points. You're going to need those for the head studs, which is something I mentioned previously when we did the head gasket. So just keep all that in mind, but we're rolling on 4 minutes here, so that's enough talking. Now I'm going to go ahead and start prepping getting the new tensioner placed in. And I'm going to put this... Oh, well, I guess I got to RTV this part first, and then I'm going to put it on. I'm going to start bolting it in, because as soon as this has got the tension on it, I feel comfortable taking a day or two off from this, because I have to, of course, once again, need to order more parts. I need to get this seal here and just a few other little odds and ends. So, oh, and another real quick little update, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, painted the block. Looking pretty clean. Way better than it was. Had a lot of this showing, you know, old rusty fucking iron block. But now she's a black glossy iron block. So improvements all around. Levi, what are you going? What, you rummaging through my chemicals over there?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Some sort of cleaner.
For like interior cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'll help you find it. Okay, so now I'm putting in the new tensioner. Let me just bring another little key point up here, so that way, you know, we can do things as professional as unprofessionals can do it. So right here, there's a galley, right? So your oil, when it's getting pumped, flushed through here, it goes through here to keep your tensioner lubed up, right? So on your tensioner, you'll have this little key groove thing. So what that is you line that up right here with this galley. See that little hole in there, maybe? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But anyways, it's there. So just make sure when you put this in, you're going to line up with your little oil galley right there. So that way you can get maximum lubrication in there. And then this part, you know, it just... Well, it does. If I can... There we go. And just this thing just drops right in just like that. There you go. That's where your oil galley thing should be pointing. Right here towards your thing. And then now, yeah, now I need to just get the, here it is. I just need to put this thing in and tighten her down. So I'm going to go ahead and just lock that in. And then after that, RTV this all up nice and good with some Honda Bond, Mercedes. And then, yeah, put it in here. And then what you'll do last but not least, is you take your spring, you take your washer, and you take your your cap, and you know, spring just chills in there and it'll push it in. So this is the last part, so that way you get it all lined up. You don't want the spring and all this in, otherwise it'll not appropriately connect with this, and you definitely want it to make its connection. So that's why you get everything cinched down first, and then this and the spring and the washer are your last step for the timing chain. And then guys, it's that easy, and then you've done your timing. Your timing is done. Chain, all new components, new head gasket. Things are really getting freshed up, and we're finally getting somewhere with this dang car, which I know we have been making moves, but it doesn't feel like it. It's such a slow pace thing. But put the camera down, get back to work, and next clip probably just be showing this on there, and that'll be a wrap for today, at least for me. I don't have much else I can do except for a couple little things here and there. I'm gonna paint the valve cover probably and stuff like that, and then once this is all on, we can put the valve cover back on too, I think. So I do have to get a little gasket for this thing, but I got it in the cart. So yeah, I mean, that's it. There you go. Hope this helps. I hope this is useful information, especially if you're a 190E guy. I'm sure you'll appreciate this. And yeah, sorry I ramble so much. Still new to the YouTube, so just bear with me. But yeah, like I said, there will be lots of these little gems and things, and I'll go back throughout time and shorten things up and try and make little tutorial videos over time, so you don't have to watch my full ass videos, 15-minute video, 20-minute videos all the time. But thanks for watching them if you do watch them. Okay, and then that's what it looks like when it's seated in there. So this holds it in. It's your little lock. But there you go. Now it's time to RTV this up. But it's also Mother's Day, so I might just be done here. How are you doing?
All done there.
All done out there?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I do think I kind of want to get this on before I leave, but we'll see. Now he's getting in my beer fridge. This guy. This freaking guy, man. Well, I think I neglected to mention a step. But yeah, you gotta make sure you put your oil chain and pulley back on to the oil pump. Well, that's fairly easy. The only thing that's difficult is my chain came with like one little piece right here where you lock it in, and it was pretty difficult to get that sucker locked in, but once you get it locked in, it's a complete chain. The other chain I had, I don't know if it was like that, or you know, the old chain, I don't know if it was designed like this or if it was just a solid chain, but either way you can get it on fairly easy. That doesn't require any timing or anything. It just goes on with the tensioner. Once it's on, it's on. I RTV'd this pretty thick because I don't want any leaks. I did the copper orange stuff, whatever, high temp, so it should be good, shouldn't leak. I got a fresh gasket up here on this now, so all that's left is to put the tensioner spring in here and the little, I don't know, nut, whatever you call it. This, oh, come here, this thing right here, put that in there, and yeah, once that's in, I mean, we should be good to go. Oh yes, important thing, crush washer. Definitely need to put that new crush washer on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a wipe down because that's kind of gross, and gonna install that. It's fairly self-explanatory, you know, just put the spring in, put that in, and tighten it up. The tensioner is now tightened up. It's in there, good to go. It is a little tricky, you know, you gotta insert the spring and then gotta compress the spring by hand enough to at least get like a thread on there, and then after you get a thread on there, you know, it's easy enough, but it's a little tricky just to do that part, to get the spring in and compressed enough to get a thread on there. But other than that, super easy, and this thing ain't going anywhere. So chain's good to go. Next up, I think at this point the next thing we should do is go ahead and flip it over and put the oil pan gasket and oil pan on. Well, alright, I got the surface all cleaned up, ready to go for the gasket, which is leaning up right here. It's a huge gasket, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this put on and place the pan on and start sealing this thing up. Alright, next up for the reassembly, we're gonna put the oil pan on. I got the gasket mocked up, but I just have this covering the engine temporarily so nothing falls inside or whatever, because I got a part to put on. And this is something you should also do if you're gonna go to this type of length. I mean, if you're pulling something like this off, you might as well spend the $30 to get a new sensor. But it's the oil level sender sensor. Yeah, oil level sensor basically. Levi, why don't you go show them? It's in that yellow box right there. Go open it up and show them what it is.
Let's see.
It's a unit, huh? What do you think of that? Send signals. Why is this so different?
Yeah.
So in order to get the sensor out, there's just these two 10 millimeters right here. And I'm just gonna crack it open and make sure I'm going lefty loosey. Yep. There we go. Just like that. And then obviously you gotta flip the pan over, yada yada yada. I'm sure you can figure it out. A plus A is A and 2 plus 2 is 1. You know that kind of stuff. You thought any more about going camping anyway?
I thought about it, but it's about it.
Not it.
It's about it.
That's about it. Okay, once you have those bolts removed, go ahead and flip it over. It should just pop out. I believe so anyways. Oh, yep, there we go. And well, that's that. Pretty basic. Although I wonder, there's something a little weird right there. But let's set this down for a second. Alright, can you hand me the new one then? Oh yeah. Pull off that old O-ring. That's trash now. Probably clean that up real quick.
There's the shot right there.
Nah, even better, Levi. There's like a gunk wipe behind you on that table. It's all dried up. So.
This one?
Yeah, but it's got a little grit on it, so
Yeah.
get that gunk out of the way. Always make sure you clean your surface before you put an O-ring or a gasket on of any kind, because you don't want leaky engines. They're just fucking nasty. Not to mention you're wasting money on oil, and I mean it just can't be good for your vehicle in general. So, oh wow. All right, that's it. Those bolts. And it looks so much cleaner too, having these new parts on versus those nasty old crusty things. Scrap guy's gonna be excited. I got a whole bunch of scrap coming in very soon. Yep, torque to spec. Perfect. Alright. Now the trick is putting the pan back on with all these stinking holes lined up. Yeah, Levi, if you could like hold that corner while I try and get this set down. I'll kind of tilt it in so you can move your finger at the last second.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and move your finger. Move, baby. The missing piece. Yep, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead, get a little lube, just a smidge, with some of my spit. Sounds gross, but I like to use spit because it'll dry up. Oil takes a while, you know, and yeah, you want to lube them up so they go in nice, but at the same time you want a really tight seal. So take it or leave it. Like I said, I think I showed this in another video, that yeah, just go ahead and spit on the damn thing a little bit. It's your own saliva. So gotta go ahead and get that pressed in. Alright, after you know, lube it up a little bit, I just work the little tiny hammer around it. Anywhere that's going in a little uneven, just work that spot. But you get the idea. It's probably annoying to listen to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tap it full. Alright, after just a tiny bit of gentle persuasion, it's seated nice and even and flush all the way around. Just a tad bit inserted, like, you know, beyond the brim is how you want it. So I hope you may have found some of these tips and tricks and all that nonsense useful, and I hope you found my timing DIY at home do-it-yourself tutorial type thing useful. But yeah, that's that for today. Like I said, I wish I could put the valve cover on, but it's just not ready. It needs a fresh paint job before I put it on. And that's a wrap. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Soon, this is gonna get all of its other new things. Oh, little sneak peek. The water pump is here, and look at how pristine that is. Everything, oh yeah, it's kind of hard to see a little bit in the shot, but everything in this car is gonna look so clean. Well, in this car, on this motor, and on this engine, and in this car. It's not technically a motor, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, have a good night. See you in the next video. Forgot to mention. Yeah, new drain plug too. We're going all out. Good night, y'all. Good night.